Alright guys, so what do you think? Check out our next project. Which one? Alright, so last night got in kind of late. I didn't even unload the bike from back here. So let's take a look and see exactly what we got. So this is a West Point bike. Nothing special. It's kind of like a Sears bike. 60s kids bikes, I guess. It's got a lot of original parts, but it's definitely got some patina. And that's really the reason I got it. If it wasn't this rusty, I wouldn't have really gone out of my way to go get it. A few things, I mean, it seems to have everything. It is missing the front wheel. It didn't come with the front wheel. It's got the rear wheel. I'm gonna try to rebuild this and see what we can do with it. The seat post or sissy bar, whatever you want to call this thing in the back, is kind of broken. So we're gonna need to figure something out for that. And up here in the front, it's got some weird stuff going on. Got nuts all the way out, but then the handlebars are still on. I don't know, it's kind of weird. We might need to replace that stem and stuff, but it's got some really cool wide bars, which I plan on keeping. And let's talk for a minute about what's the plan for this bike. Well, with this bike, I sold the Rad Motorized bike, and then I got the fat tire bike. Then I sold the fat tire bike for quite a bit of money. So now I'm just gonna build some random project bikes and kind of have fun with it. I really wanted to build a 20-inch bike because the fat tire bike was cool and it rode great and everything, but it was really big. So when I put it in here, it wouldn't fit straight across this way. I'd have to turn the front wheel and angle it, and it was just taking up too much space back here. So I figured a 20-inch bike would be good for that. Not only does it fit widthwise, but it also fits so I can mount it. I can kind of lay it this way across, where the fat tire bike, there would be no way it would fit like that. So I kind of wanted something compact. I wanted to put a motor on it, kind of like a mini bike of motorized bikes in a way. And then I found this, and this thing is rusty. And I don't know if you guys know me very well, but I like old rusty stuff. It still has some of the original decals and stuff on it, which I really like. And so that's why this bike. So we're going to put a motor on this. We're going to rebuild everything. So first, in today's episode, we're going to get this thing rideable again. Going to clean up what needs to get cleaned up, put a chain on it, lube everything up, and just be able to ride it. Once we're able to ride it, then we're going to move on to the next phase, which is putting a motor on it. Once we put a motor on it, we're going to see how it does, because it's been sitting around for quite a while. So let's get started. Let's pull this thing out and see what we're working with. Alright, so phase one, I just put a front wheel on it to see if the forks were straight. They're pretty straight. So that front wheel, actually a funny story, that frame And that front wheel's been sitting in my parents' attic for like 16, 17 years. Bought it at the flea market when I was like 14. And then I never put it together. So, lucky for us now, it was still up there. Alright, so then next phase, we're going to just spray this down with WD-40. Alright, so we're going to grab some parts from inside the house. We're going to grab some 20-inch inner tubes. Got on clearance. Long in the clearance pile. So we're going to take those. I got another banana seed, another sissy bar. We're going to need some pedals. I think I got some of those over here that we can use. We're going to end up taking these guys here. And some grips. I think I got some leather ones outside we'll throw on there. Some black ones. I mean, they're only temporary because once we put the motor on, we're going to put those grips on there. Yeah. Then we'll see what else we need from there. And keep working our way to done. Alright guys, so far, I got the seat out. And I just mocked this other seat up. Just to see what it looks like. Literally, just mocked it up. And, not liking it. I really like the original seat. I'm going to try to see if I can find something that kind of looks like that, or make this look like that, or etc. We're going to find a way. One plus side is, that seat's got a really weird mount on the seat post. This seat that I used here happens to have the right size mount for it. It's pretty much the same as a Schwinn, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. I should have a few of those. But that works. One downside is this seat post is stuck, so I'm thinking this is as good as it's going to get as far as height, which is fine. I didn't want a high seat to begin with, so it's going to work out. So next, I'm going to try to tackle this front piece here and see what's going on with it, with the stem and stuff, and see if we can loosen that, grease everything up, and move on to the back. All right. Alright guys, so no luck with this stem. It's definitely stuck in there. So we're gonna just leave it. And then I'm going to just put this nut back where it needs to be and just run it. I mean, geez, once we get the motor on there, definitely want to get this figured out. But for now, we're just gonna run it, see if we can ride this thing around today and move along. So I'm gonna tighten that down. Then after that, back wheel seems okay. Then it seems like the brake's gonna be okay on it. At least it seems that way. We just need a chain, which I don't know if we have one. So I'm gonna have to figure out if we have a chain to put on here, and if we do, then we move on. If not, then we have to go get a chain at the bike shop. Not a big deal. All right, let's keep working. So I gave up on the stem. It's stuck, so I'm gonna leave it like that for a little bit and come back to it. Did take apart the seat post, and I found that if we maybe weld this together, I don't know if this thinner metal is gonna hold a weld, but anyway, it needs to look like that. So maybe we can figure something out to get it back to looking like that. So there's a chance we can still reuse some of this, or we might be able to remake this out of something. And all the clamps and everything are good, so good chance of keeping the seat. Alright guys, I'm catching you up on what's going on. I had to go to the hardware store and get some stuff, so back here now. So I'm just chaining off a bike that I had inside of kind of parts bike. Took the wheels and tires off. We're gonna put the new inner tubes. For now, I'm gonna reuse that tire. It's not too bad. And then front, I'm just gonna run that wheel in the front because this bike didn't come with a front wheel, and that's a good front wheel for now. And then eventually, I'm gonna find kind of a vintage looking wheel like that to match. And I want to get some beefy like mud tires for the front and back. The whole look I'm going for with this is hopefully like something you'd find like in a junkyard, like rolling around. That's the look in my mind. But so let me get those things on, and we'll put on the floor, and I'm gonna see if I can figure something out for the original seat to be able to put that back on. If not, we're just gonna put a regular seat on it for now, then roll. And pedals, we'll try these out. They are functioning, so I might just keep these for now and switch over new ones later on. But let's get started. Let's keep working on this. Alright guys, so what do you think? Alright guys, so I took it up for a ride up and down the alley, and the stem came loose, which is good because they needed to come off anyway. So now I'm going to work on getting this fork off and lubricate everything, put it back together. Sorry, out of breath, out of shape. Hence why I'm putting a motor on this. Oh, let's see how. Alright guys, so we got it off. We got the fork off. Took everything off. The nut actually worked out nicely because once I took that nut off, it really cleaned the thread, so it should be a piece of cake putting this back in. Everything looks good. Bearings look good actually, so I'm gonna grease them up, put it back together. That's it. We're not gonna mess with this thing too much. In case you ever wondered, what's the original color? It's that. Which is kind of weird because the chain guard's blue. Not sure if that's supposed to be that way, but either way, I like it. It's cool. So I'm gonna grease those up, put it all back together, and get moving. One thing I mentioned from the beginning is I wanted to keep the factory seat, but the sissy bar was broken on it, so I decided I'm gonna try this out. This is a regular sissy bar. It's flipped over, so the arch is the opposite way because the mounts on this are pretty far forward. This is a pretty small seat in general. So the idea here is we mount this from the front. Underneath, this is round, but it does have two clamps there, so we're gonna test out those two clamps. Hopefully the seat doesn't move around too much. And then down here I use the bolts for the chain guard, and there's a bolt, I'm pretty sure it's for a sissy bar on that side. We mount that there, and then we cut the excess off so it doesn't drag on the floor, and we might be in luck. So that's the plan. Let me get to it and I'll show you what it ends up looking like. There we go. We mounted that sissy bar, goes down, cut off the excess with the grinder, and there we go. Got the original look back. We just need a front wheel that looks the part, and we're ready to go. Alright, let's ride it around, see how much the seat wobbles. Alright guys, so here's the engine kit. Got the engine, tank, rear pulley, grips, throttle, grip, all that stuff, and carburetor and other parts. So we're gonna set up the bike over here, and we're gonna start it on this. Like on the bike stand. Now the moment of truth. We're gonna see if the engine fits in that hole. I think it should. I've seen it being done before, so it should work, but you don't know until you try it. So let's get trying. Have to use the U-bolt clamp that comes with it so we can space it out some, but should work. And then the carb, we're gonna have to figure something out here. Shouldn't be too bad. It's been done before, so it can't be that bad. Alright, let me play around with this a little bit, and then I'll show you guys what it all ends up looking like. Alright guys, so now I'm going to put the sprocket on the rear wheel. These rubber, so I figured, kind of lied when I said I finished rebuilding this bike before. I didn't, I left this for now. Took apart the axle, going to grease it up and be ready to go. Alright guys, so we're moving along. Got the engine mounted, got that sprocket on the rear wheel, that was a pain. Now mounted the gas tank. It looks like we're not going to run into any issues there. We're still gonna have to figure out how to adapt the carburetor so it moves over a little bit or something. But I just wanted to update you guys on what's going on. Put the chain, it's pretty tensioned, but I'm probably still gonna run chain tensioner. Still a little wobbly. Not a big deal. It's gonna loosen up anyway, so it'd be good to run chain tensioner. All right, let me finish putting this together and then I'll catch up with you guys. So this is what I ended up doing here. I just got a piece of fuel hose, 5/8, and I used the stem that was on there, and I just put some hose clamps and ran it like that. Right now the bike's on slant, so it looks off, but it's made sure it was straight. And yeah, that's about it. Alright, and that's going to wrap up this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks if you stuck through all the way to the end. And I'll be posting a little bit more videos more often. I got more bikes I've been working on and stuff. Just had a baby, so I've been kind of busy and stuff. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos. Bye.